Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
I'm a little
there we
echoey,
go.
but I
I'm a
assume that
little
will
echoey.
stop
I
soon.
assume that will stop soon.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm I'm fine. And I'm having a little bit of fun because I'm considering how I'm going to make normal person Crane.
Oh, normal person, yes! NBC!
Yeah?
I'm so excited. I hope Ripper doesn't die, though.
Yeah, I want to play Ripper, but if he dies, this is going to be so weird in all the right ways.
Is he just incredibly normal?
No spoilers.
Oh, excited. I'm excited to meet him, but not under the circumstances that I will eventually meet him.
Yeah, because Ripper is out cold.
Oh, God.
Literally over the corpse of a king who may have had his head, bitten off.
This is not good.
Yeah,
We're in a spot of trouble.
yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle. But we'll see what happens.
Excited.
Yeah.
I think SQ might have something up her sleeve because the level up gave her a new ability, which I'm excited to test out, and I think this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. My level up also gave me a few new abilities that I don't get to try out
Oh,
unless I, unless we survive.
we I'm determined. We're gonna survive.
I like your optimism. We are going to need that like crazy.
Yeah.
Because we buy, just you buy.
Yeah, we just ended up in a horrible situation.
Yeah. Uh, okay, that's all done, and this is all done. Yep, I'm ready to play.
Oh, and I loved like the last like 30 seconds of the video. The sound is terrible. I'm still trying to figure out how to like scrub it. But the last like 30 seconds, all you hear is Womble Tumble as
Okay.
all these people rush in, and he's like, "Oh, hello, good dwarves. We have uncovered a crazy conspiracy with your king. You're welcome."
Oh, that's fucking
Uh,
brilliant.
he's amazing. He is
Yeah.
our national treasure
Yeah, we need to keep Wumble Tumble alive.
at all costs. Womble Tumble and
Yeah.
Lonnie need to ride off into the sunset at the end of this campaign.
Oh, yeah. They will. It's just going to be hilarious when he forgets why he was riding a goat in the first place. It's gonna be hilarious.
I know he even told me like because I was playing with the idea of like making Lonnie like smell everybody to like imprint on them. So, if he's in battle with us and someone gets in trouble, he'll save them. And Womble Tumble was like, no, 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 don't make him remember Womble Tumble, because that's heartbreaking. He'll eventually forget him.
Oh. Hello, DM.
Right? Hi.
I can barely hear you.
Sorry, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yep.
Good, yeah.
We're good.
How's your girlfriend's finger? Is it healing okay?
Much, much better, thank God, yeah.
Phew. That's good.
Man, I've been bitten by
She's
so
she's
many
able to
flies.
hold a cup again.
That's good. Oh, jeez. See, that's not even like I severed a tendon in one of my hands. I've broken fingers before and like just broken a wrist before. And it's like the worst part is you can't do anything with your pants by yourself. Like you can't button them.
Yeah.
You can't really take them down or pull them up. Like it is demeaning.
That's true, I guess. Yeah.
Going to the
Actually, I
bathroom.
remember. I remember I saw somebody had two broken wrists at the same time, so both their arms were in slings, and I was just like, that dude has no privacy at the moment.
Poor thing. Oh my god. There's a girl who has a YouTube channel. She was born like without arms, and so she like shows people how she does everything with her feet. Like she can drive, she puts on makeup, like she's awesome. But apparently
Oh
like the
damn.
number one question she gets is like, how do you wipe? And she's like, I'm never gonna answer that, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly though,
Yeah.
I'm curious. My husband
I'd say it's
like
assisted. I'd assume it's assisted.
oh, my husband had the best theory I've heard so far. He's like, it's probably like a dog who has like butt worms. She just like wipes herself on the carpet.
I made the right vibe, didn't
Just
I?
scoots around until she's good.
Nope. Nope.
No, you didn't, Randy.
This is
Very
like
much
the
not.
perfect moment. Now we're talking. What is going on?
Hey, Randy.
SQ is talking about what she's going to do to your character.
I'm gonna scoot my butt all over him
All over
like
it.
a carpet.
And get carpet burned.
Yep.
Sure. Why not? Right?
No, there's a girl on YouTube without arms, and we were theorizing how she wiped. Okay, I guess
This
that
is
could work.
this. Well, this is presupposing she does.
Oh, I didn't even think about that possibility. What if she
Maybe
just
she
hops in the
just
shower?
shower and
Right?
yes, might just
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Or
would
there's
work.
there's a bidet
French.
at work.
I mean, the French have had a bath for your ass for a long time.
She probably has a bidet. She gets a little butt shower.
That's right.
Yeah.
We figured it out, guys.
The old pooter shooter.
Sure.
Was that what it's called?
I don't know.
I remember when I was really young, I was in an aunt's house that we never really visited, and there's just this extra piece in the bathroom, and I was so like, what is that for? What is it for? And I kept asking everybody, and nobody would tell me.
Did it
Now
surprise
we
you at
know.
some point?
Yeah, but then, and on the way home, my mother was just like, it's for wiping it's for cleaning down there. And I was like, oh, why would you do that instead of just using toilet paper? And they're like, we don't know.
we don't know.
Sometimes you don't get it all, right?
America doesn't know either. That's why, like, only the rich white people have it in their houses.
I mean, come on, let's face it, there's been a few times where it's been like a marker and you're just like, come on, I wish I could just spray this and get it done with.
A marker that never runs out of ink. Yes, I have heard that description before.
So now that we've got the pre-chat out of the way...
I think we're all here, yeah.
I think we're warmed up and ready to go.
So, we left off the last day. There was a meeting organised with the
Are you guys
king.
forgetting Lorad?
He won't be here today.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh, sorry, I
like
should have
this.
mentioned that. He's busy this evening, so he did send me a DM to let me know. So I should have said that actually. Sorry, guys. So
Alright, that's fine.
thank you, Womble Tumble, for that. So the last day we started off the session, you were in a eating hall in the High Shrine with Fenton, and he organised a meeting with the king. You met Orik Orkson on the way to the king, and you also met Bronzebeard, his Orik's daughter, and Shield Maiden. And all of them were wanting to help you in their attempt to try to persuade the king to take a meeting with you, and then to hear your plan as to what to do about the whole sword situation. After a brief conversation with the group and a very drunk Zaru, the king offered him a chair to sit down. He then asked his aides to leave him so he could speak with you in private. Ripper then asked and told the king essentially his plan of drawing the enemy in close. The king then asked Ripper what if the enemy is closer than you think, and everybody, of course, realized what was about to happen. And it turns out that the king, the highest nobility in the Dwarven kingdom that you're currently in, seems to be in on the cult of the moon. He had Ripper's wife soul within him, and he used it to forge a new blade for the hilt of the sword. And using that sword, he attacked the party. And through very good group work, you managed to overcome him. Ripper, you bit at his neck until his head came off. At which point, his illusion of the plate armor and the heavy weaponry went away, and he turned back into the dwarf that you originally met. So he now just looks like a dead king with his head bit off, lying in a pool of his own blood on the floor. At that exact moment, booms came on the golden door at the bottom of the room. The door swung inward. Kingsguard started to march into the room at the head of Orik Orikson, Fenton, Esmeralda, and the Shield Maiden, and Bronzebeard. So all of those people are marching from the south up to where you are now. So the only other thing to mention is the fact that when Lorod's sword met midair with the king's sword shattered and released the soul that was entombed in it. And before all of your eyes, you would have seen a book, a very dark, leathery, spinal bone-looking book form in Ripper's hands. And there is a slight blue glow off the edges of it. Ripper, you know what that is.
Yep.
Okay. And it's over to you guys. What would you like to do?
I believe I greeted the Kingsguard and the Dwarven entourage by telling them we killed the false king.
Okay, so you did do that. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, or would you like to make a persuasion?
I kind of want to go on a ramble, the moment you left, the whole room fell apart.
Wait, before he goes on his ramble, can I cast Zone of Truth?
Ooh.
That's a ritual. You'll need 10 minutes to cast that.
You don't need to ritually cast it. That's how it works.
She can cast it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a ritual cast, but
it is a 10-minute duration spell, though. Okay.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So if it's ritually, it would be 20.
Oh crap.
No, if it's ritual casted, it's 10 minutes plus one action.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to ritually cast it, and I'm gonna like whisper yell mumble tumble, keep them busy. I'm gonna make sure they believe us.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna keep rambling, telling them what happened here.
Alright. We got some truth up.
What do I need to roll?
What would you like to say to them? So they're walking in to come to a stop.
I'm just telling them everything that happened the moment they left.
So go ahead. They're listening.
Right, so the moment you guys left, he revealed himself to be this human-sized, Death Knight-y thing. He used the sword made out of the soul of our friend there, and the whole room just kind of fell apart. I think it was an illusion or something. That's why it's all such a wreck here. I mean, that's not something we could have done, so that's clearly the truth.
Okay, roll persuasion.
Oh. No.
Okay.
First roll.
Did someone try to give it?
There is 6 guards. There are 6 guards here. So 1, 2, 3, and they're in a line across in front of you, essentially, womble tumble. So all of their weapons come out now, and they look like they're getting ready for a fight. And you see Fenton behind them, saying, looking past you, even Womble Tumble, to the group, and trying to make a eye line at what is actually going on. And he says, "You have killed our king."
No, this is all just a misunderstanding. Look, if you want to take us in for questioning, that's fine. We won't resist.
Surrender your arms and weapons and stand to the side.
All right.
Wait.
I put down the dagger.
Okay.
Do I have to stop casting in order to do what they're asking me to do?
Yes.
Yeah. Very much so. They're even looking at you and the chanting that's going on that you're doing, and they're very wary that you're trying to do something.
Okay, I'll stop and put my dagger and crossbow down.
Yeah.
I'll put my quartz off and my darts down.
Is this grease still on fire?
It is.
For a minute, or up to a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, anybody else doing anything? So, who dropped their weapons? Elder, you did. SQ?
Besides dropping down my dagger, I'd like to rummage through my bag, just on the side. And I'd like to get the hilt and cast wrist pocket on it.
You do so successfully, yeah?
Alright, it disappears into a...
Are you trying to do that stealthily is the only thing I'm wondering.
Because
there's a lot of people in the room right now.
I'm doing it inside my bag, and the only component is S, which is, like moving your hands about. So I'm just moving my hands in my backpack.
Will you make a stealth check for me just to see how successful you are at hiding the fact that you're trying to away?
The dice are not on my side, never mind.
I'm just going to do a general check. So roughly a 12, okay. So all the NPCs in the area see you rummaging through your bag, and Fenton once again says, "I have said stop, hands in the air, everything off you, including arms, weapons, bags. I want to see where everything is. This is your last chance."
So do I still get the spell off, or?
It's your choice. If you want to continue, they're going to attack.
I mean, it's one action, so the moment they see me started and finish their sentence, I would have already finished.
6 seconds.
Yeah. But again, I'm basically giving you the option. You can cast it and they will attack, or you can choose not to.
Alright. In that case, I won't do it.
Okay. So what are you doing with your bag now, Womble Tumble? Are you dropping it, or are you keeping it in your hands?
I'll just leave it in front of me.
Okay, so everybody else there, SQ, what are you doing?
I dropped my crossbow and my dagger. Was he yelling, like, everything off in terms of, like, everyone needs to drop their bags as well, including us?
Yes.
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 Okay, so he said everything off. Unfortunately, SQ took that very literally. She's dropping her bag, and now she's starting to take her clothes off. And she's like, she's fine with it.
Fenton is like... Fenton is not like that. Not like that. Just drop any weapons, any armor, any bags, and I want to see where your hands are. Let's do this nice and easy. Nobody needs to get hurt right now.
She puts whatever clothes she already took off and then just like holds her hands up.
Okay. At this point, I imagine the fire to have gone out because a minute has passed, and that grease is gone, and that's gone. He is moving up here to inspect. He asks you to move away from the body.
Ripper is unconscious because he held on to the hilt until...
roll me a d4, please.
Alright.
You're unconscious for 3 hours. So the guards themselves pull you back over to this side, and seeing all the blood over your mouth and seeing the state of his neck, the guards there's 3 guards around an unconscious Ripper right now, while Fenton inspects the body. And so he kneels down to the dead king, and he says, "It is well known we didn't get along, but even this was not deserving, my king. You shall have vengeance for what has done here today." And he stands up and he points to the guards and says, "Arrest them." And there's 1 guard heading to each one of you to put manacles on you.
Wait, what about Lonnie?
About Lonnie. Nobody cares about Lonnie anymore.
That's not true.
Did I hear
He
that?
looks at you and he says,
I assume that's how they feel.
"It is no longer your concern. Your concern, SQ, should be for yourself after what you have done here. You have robbed our nation of our leader. You've robbed our nation of a leader. You've committed regicide in this very hall, the Hall of the Kings."
SQ kind of huffs. She's really trying hard to bite her tongue on this one. And then you can see her face turn red. And then she just can't really hold it anymore. She's like, "First of all, I do care about me. And I care about all of these other people. And let me just tell you, that guy's a phony. He's a person. He's a human person.
I think you should quiet. I think you should quiet before you get us even more trouble as we are.
SQ shoves like part of her fist in her mouth and just bites down to keep herself quiet.
Okay. Are any of you resisting arrest?
No.
That would be dumb.
So nobody's resisting arrest right now.
SQ's not resisting, but they might have to tug to get her fist out of her mouth, like once or twice.
Okay, so go ahead, Zara.
Yeah, I was just saying, as the manacles are coming on around my wrist, I'm not resisting in any way, shape, or form. I kind of look at the guard and just kind of mention and say, "Look at your leader. There's no defensive wounds on him at all. Why would he not defend himself? Look at us. We've been hit. We've been attacked by him. Go willingly, but you should investigate."
Orik hears you saying these things, and he tries to investigate each one of you. Okay. So, looking around the area, he sees the obvious signs of a battle, the grease on the floor, the flame going around the place. Each of you have actually taken a little bit of damage, and he looks at Zaru in particular, and he sees how hurt he is. And he says to you, "Just because you're injured does not mean that our king has not been put down in cold blood. At least he was a true dwarf. He stood while he was being slain. If he got a few bites at you, that's all the better."
If SQ's fist is still in her mouth, you just hear her muffledly yelling.
Oh, I don't want a meta game. I don't want a meta game.
Orik looks around at the party and he's like, "If there's any proof that you said he's a phony. What proof do you have that our king, our beloved leader,
The
is a
room?
phony?"
I mean, this place has clearly been under illusion for who knows how long.
I believe
Make
he's
a.
using certain magics.
He looks around for the first time, sort of realizing how different the room is, because at first he was just concerned with the fact that the king seemed to be dead, and now he looks around. Oh no, that's quite bad. And he doesn't seem perturbed by the room very much at all, but Fenton looks around and he seems aghast. So as he looks about the room and the broken columns and the general disposition of the area, and especially actually he looks at the ceiling and he sees all the cracks in the ceilings and where was once beautiful ceramics and paintings, all gone because of the battle, obviously. He says to Orik, we should imprison them for now and figure out what's gone on here. We need to call a council meeting to see what we'll do. And he looks... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just we do not resist your arrest. We only ask that you deeper.
We request to speak at the council meeting.
Outsiders have no place in such a meeting. That is for nobility and kings elect only.
Well, then I'd like to give
However,
my statement now.
the matter of what has happened here will most certainly be discussed. Guards, take them to the dungeons, separate them, one per cell. Feed them well, keep them alive. Do not let anyone near them. If they're to die, it'll by the axeman's axe, not by a mob of angry peasants. Are we clear? And the King's Guard leads you all out the gold doors, down into the dungeons, into an area that looks like this. And each one of you are put into a single cell, and you've a cell each. There is a small cot in each room, and the only other person down in the dungeons is a rather large-looking gentleman like this.
Sir, I think you disconnected from Discord.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. That was it.
Are you back now?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened there. My whole
I'm gonna be myself real quick, okay?
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
my whole system went haywire.
Okay. So you're each in a jail cell, each guys. There's very sturdy iron bars, locks on the doors. There's a constant patrol of 2 guards up and down. And you seem to be high case criminals at the moment. Everybody is highly alert around you, and they are making sure not to be making any mistakes whatsoever, knowing they'd be in big trouble if they did so.
Important question. Are we allowed to sing jail songs?
Well, why don't you try and see what happens?
Sure.
Is there like jails? I don't know. I don't know if there is. I'm not too hip with all of that. I'm looking them up now.
Anything you'd like to be doing, guys, in the meantime?
I am unconscious.
The one other.
Yeah,
okay,
you
so
are put
we all-
unconscious into the jail cell.
We're all in individual jail cells.
Individual jail cells, 1 each, yeah.
Okay, and whose cell is that other prisoner across from?
He is the last in line. He's up here, and he's directly across from you, SQ.
No one's look. Is it? There's no one like looking directly at us. They're just kind of at the end of the hall, or.
So the stranger is in this one, SQ's here, and then each one of you are across from each other.
Okay, so I could
in
see
a set of
someone
6
across the hall, but say
Yeah.
like the guard couldn't see us.
Yeah, the guard can see you also. There's a guard here at the bottom, and there's a guard at the top as well. And they don't sit down, they walk. They're constantly walking.
Okay. During the moment, I will. Ooh, there we go. Oh, I can ritual cast this one.
And the guy looks like this here. I'm just giving it to you one more time.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to. While they're sort of in between walking past and forth, I'm just going to.
Are you trying to do that stealthily?
Yeah, as in between them sort of passing through. I just want a companion.
I have bad
roll-
news.
Roll stealth for me to see if you're able to do that.
You can't
Yeah.
cast that spell without the 10 GP worth of materials.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because it's consumed
that's
by
true.
Well, do I need 10 GP?
You need
Yeah.
You don't
Those
currently have any
materials.
because you have
Oh,
all
that's
your
right. No, never mind. Never mind. I see the 10 up there. Forget that noise. Right.
And
well,
did you allow them to recover that bag, Wombletombo, the one at your feet?
I mean, I failed in hiding it, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody else? So I'll go to Elder. In your jail cell, you've just been brought down. There is a bench on the wall with a bucket of cold water. There's a cot, and there is another bucket in the corner. You can do with that what you will. What would you like to do?
I want to see who I can see from my jail cell.
So opposite your jail cell, you see an unconscious Ripper.
Well, that's probably for the best.
Yeah, he's just leaning towards the back wall because they dragged him in, put his back to the wall, and just left him there.
Can anyone hear me? I've been in here for years now. Oh God, the suffering.
Literally 30 seconds in jail.
So,
Zaru,
what did I miss?
you're on the jail cell on the left. You're directly opposite Zio. What are you up to? I can't hear you. Okay, and Zio, you're on the right, directly opposite Zaru. What are you up to?
Take my short rest right now.
Yeah, you're going to try take a short rest, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you basically just go straight to the bed. You get ready to lie down on it, and how would you describe your character at the moment, Zio? Is he worried, or is he just more so accepting that what's going to happen will happen?
Pretty much accepting, right? But he's not worried.
Okay, very good. Okay, so a short amount of time passes, no more than half an hour, and the 2 guards that were here originally are replaced by 6 guards, and each guard takes a chair, puts it in front of your cell, and sits there watching each one of you.
I'm going to
You
keep
know-
trying to small talk with them.
Eski's gonna sing at hers
Oh my god.
and also dance for him
Theo,
badly.
Right,
you did level up, Theo, right?
you
Yeah.
did indeed, yeah.
Wait, so when you level up, it puts you at full health?
It does, yeah. That's the way
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Different people do
Really?
it different ways, yo. But it's
Yeah.
just handy.
so if we level up, it's
Go
full
ahead,
health
Sarah.
then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not do that, so I am not as hurt as I once was.
Okay, guys. So another 4 long hours pass in the jail cells. What are you doing while your guards are basically eyeballing each one of you? Elder?
So, nice weather in here, isn't it?
He just stares back at you with a blank expression, motionless and soundless.
So, do you guys have any rats around here? I mean, I think they'll be better conversational partners than you. Is that a yes?
You can see a slight flicker of anger across his brow. His brow furrows for a moment, and he looks left and looks right, and he tries to whisper. He gets a 1.
So,
So he winds up shouting, "You're gonna get what you deserve, you little hobbit!"
well, that's a bit angry of you, but all right. I think I agree. Probably.
Okay. SQ, your guard.
I am attempting to just sing to him and perform for him without my fiddle because I assume they took it.
Roll performance, and you're going to be singing to him then.
You got to give us. You got to give us a song.
Okay.
It's a 15.
So-
You got to give us a song.
That's with your song. Do you remember earlier somebody asked, "Is there jail songs allowed?" SQ, you start singing songs about being in jail, about being on the run, about breaking out of jail, about digging a tunnel, and about people getting away and the guards running after them, looking like fools. And he looks a little bit annoyed.
Oops. I give him a
Ripper, you have woken up at this point. What are you up to?
First of all, I want to confirm, is the book still with me?
Yes.
Can the guards see that book? Or
It's
anyone
under.
else?
It's in terms of size, it's less than the size of your palm as a
Okay.
book. Yeah.
So Ripper would have woken up in the cell, and the first thing that comes to mind is, I'm going to see if she's there. I'm going to try to reach out to see if she answers.
There's no answer, Ripper, but you feel her presence.
And Ripper completely slumps in a way that is unlike anything he has ever done before. Starts taking in the cell and the situation, starts wiping some of the blood off his face, and starts reading the book secretly from his palm.
Give me a stealth check to see how well you're able to do that while a guard is basically eyeballing you.
Sure. Or should I do a sleight of hand?
You can do sleight of hand because you're trying to hide it out of sight from him. Yep, that's fine.
Okay. They're both the same, but
Yep, it's
for fun.
whatever you prefer. Oh, I don't think he's going to be able to see you read this.
Aw.
No, he doesn't. He hasn't an iota that you're actually reading. He thinks you're scratching the inside of your jacket. He doesn't realize what you're at all.
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah,
in
that is
specific time
Ripper. And then down the end of the hall, this big fella starts roaring at the guard in front of him, saying, "I'm hungry. When's feeding time? I'll eat you." And his hand goes through the bars, and he tries to grab the dwarf. And the dwarf actually, completely startled, gets caught by him and fails his grapple check. And this guy is pulling in the dwarf, and he brought through his second hand now, and he's basically bear hugging him to the bars, demanding food.
Oh, you should probably do something about that.
Yeah.
Your friend's getting pulled through the bars, buddy.
How far away is he from my cell?
I know I'm getting across from him.
Zio, you're the furthest away with Ripper with an unconscious. No, you are. Who was opposite you?
Tear.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're about 10 foot away. You're about 10 foot away. SQ is the closest.
Oh.
She's about 5 foot away. Must come up.
We can put dark
Okay.
tokens on the map, make it easier to keep check on where.
Hey, So what I like to do is use. I like to fire a radiant symbol at the beast.
Mm-hmm. Roll to hit.
Hmm.
Oh God.
Oh no. Oh
Bane,
no.
in your
darts.
haste to try help, you actually hit the guard himself. Can you roll damage?
Oh, that's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah. Using
Okay, good. It's
violence.
minimal. It's minimal. It's
So
minimal.
the guard takes 4 radiant damage, and the beast goes, "Ha! See, that one wants food too. Bring me food!"
Oh no.
And the
Yeah.
five other guards get to trying to pull this guy away from this
Oh, that's
strong
misclick.
beast.
Oh. Oh.
Oh my god! Even with the help action, they're not able to pull their friend free of this colossal dude,
Oh no.
and he is basically starting to choke this guy. So he turned the dwarf around so he can get like his elbow into his neck, and now he's pulling his hand through the bars, and he is full on suffocating this dude now at this stage.
SQ just kind of shouts like, "Hey, no, wait, stop, stop, stop. He's gonna feed you. Clearly you've made your point. Just put him down. You're getting all of us into trouble."
He looks over to you. He's like, "What? Why would I do that?"
Oh, stop yelling. Put him down. Right now.
No, make a persuasion check.
All right. But my new one of the things I got from my
I
Bardic
should use my
knowledge-
inspiration. Dang.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter because I got over a 9, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So amazingly, the big guy looks down at the dwarf and he's like, it's not even fun anyway. And he pushes him away, and then he flips the bird with his 2 hands at the guard and retreats into his cell, laughing as the other guards start to slash at him with steel and daggers and swords, even openly slashing at him. So he retreats back further into the cell. Then the guards look down at him. He's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I need water." And he heads down to the very bottom, gets the vase, brings it up to his beard, and downs half of it in one go. And then he just slumps down the wall and looks at a place very, very far away.
Okay.
He then meets your eyes, Zio, the one that you hit with the energy.
I'm sorry for
And
that.
he says, "Were you aiming for me? Or for him?"
No, I was aiming for him. I was trying to save you, but my aim was a little bit off.
P, it wasn't off when you killed our king.
Ooh.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't actually use that on the fight. I didn't even know he could do that.
Okay. After this debacle, the guards are switched basically again, and there's a brand new set of 6 guards, and now there is a guard captain up here sitting at a table, while all of the guards are sitting in the middle of the aisle away from the cages, and the captain up at the table has a crossbow, heavy crossbow, ready to fire if anything happens. And it is getting dark now at this stage, guys. The day has passed. You have not heard anything from Orik Orkson or from Fenton or from the council. Yeah, and it has been more than 5 to 6 hours at this stage.
Sweet low, sweet chariot, Come in and carry me home.
Swing
Does
low.
Ripper-
Actually, are you still drunk? Can you give me a con save?
chariot.
I'm just curious. Are you still drunk?
I swear to God, if Zaru starts a singing chain, SQ's part of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god!
Is he
He's
still
still
What
drunk.
did you drink?
Doctor, tell me what I see. Come on, carry me home.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
swing low?
it was bad a moment ago.
Sweet
It was bad.
chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Guards, come together. And then she just starts like clapping in time.
Yeah.
When the sun comes back, the quail's first call. Follow the drinking gourd. But all minds are waiting to carry you to freedom. If you know, follow the drinking gourd.
Okay. So after a raucous amount of singing, the captain of the guard walks into the middle and he says, "If you continue to sing, I'll cut out your goddamn tongue. You don't need your cunt and tongue to be able to hang or to lose your heads."
I mean, it would be kind of difficult to, tell you guys what happened, or defend ourselves in court of law. Really, it's just a horrible idea, and honestly,
Court of law, where do you think you are?
wait, is this not a kingdom?
yeah.
Oh, did I
That's
walk into
funny.
a fascist society again? Oh, I hate when that happens.
I'll tell you the law you'll get. You'll get the hangman.
Ripper walks up to the bars and says, "Not according to Fenrir. He made it very clear to not lay a hand on us until further notice. You are not the law here. They are."
Well, he's up in the Hall of Kings, ain't he? He's not down here. He didn't see a prisoner trying to break out. Accidents happen, don't they? All the time.
I don't
Except
like
we
the
aren't
idea you're
trying to
getting.
break out.
I don't like the idea that you're trying to point at.
Well, then, you might want to tell your friend here to shut up, because I've had enough of his fucking thing.
Sarut, be quiet. I go and sit back down.
Sweet.
So how about limericks? Are those fine?
Yeah, can you do poetry? Like a slam?
He looks. Do you know the way when somebody gets so angry that the vein in their temple is bulging on the spot?
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the way that, like, this guy is a ginger dwarf and the vein in his temple is bulging on the spot, and it looks like his cheekbones are set in place because he's trying so hard to contain his rage.
Hey, I'm not to be
Basically, Ripper.
disrespectful, but not to be disrespectful, but we're just trying to make like a dark situation here. So our apologies if we make you angry, but frankly, we might actually die here. So why not have a bit of fun while we're at it?
I'm going to die with these idiots.
You might die.
Oh, we'll be fine. Don't worry. I'm sure I can trust the justice system of Dwarven Kingdom, who tries to intimidate people by not getting trials. Yeah, never mind. We're fucked.
Hey, If my parents survived long enough, then we could survive long enough.
At that, he walks back to his desk and he just ignores all of you. A mere couple of minutes later, servants come in and there is dishes of actually good quality food handed to each one of you, and 3 pints of whatever beverage. So for Zio, it would be water, and for the others, it would be beer, are handed in, and
We literally requests blood,
they say no.
not even goat's blood.
No.
Fine.
So are you like a full-on vampire then? Is that what's going on here?
No.
You just really like blood.
I will scratch
done.
my arm. Scratch my arm up
Yeah.
until it draws a little bit of blood. Kind of scoop up as much as food as I can off my plate to scarf it down and try and drain my blood onto my plate. And kind of, if I could, try to slide it down towards Ripper, knowing that he must be very hungry.
It's made of metal, so it's not going to break. So just make a sleight of hand check to see if you're able to slide it across the floor
Oh,
into the right spell.
catch Ripper.
Fine.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
1 second.
oh yeah.
So the metal tray slides across the floor like a ziplock. It just flies across, and the guard looks down in shock as he sees something moving past him, and he looks into Ripper's cell then, and he sees the blood in the tray, and he looks back to you, Zaru, and he says, "You're even more despicable than the beast. To think you'd cut your own arm to feed such a thing. Disgusting."
I mean, it's a sibling. Have some sympathy, man.
I'm not a
Sure,
vampire. I'm a Dampier.
What's that?
Imagine.
A damn what?
A Dampier.
Oh, sorry. Might fill me. Want to fill me in on that? If you don't mind. I'm not sure what that is.
Since we're gonna die anyway, fine. Basically, I made a deal with an actual vampire some, what was it now, 8 years ago or so, to turn me into a vampire, except they died while trying to turn me.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so I only became kind of a half vampire.
So, are you immortal now, or just like extended life kind of thing?
I haven't aged a single day, so I may be ageless. That's about it.
You think you could turn me into one of those? You know, just hypothetically?
No, I have to be a full vampire to do that, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find one sooner or later.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting this. Okay, cool.
Good God.
I guess you're going to turn yourself into a blue tiefling too.
After
One
your
more.
supper,
This is going to be everything.
after your supper,
He won't remember this
After
5
your
minutes from now.
yeah, sure. After your supper, you see a massive leg of deer, essentially, and it's raw. A massive raw leg of deer being brought into the area and down to the dude at the end, and it's thrown into him, and he just starts savaging it.
What's that guy's
Oh,
deal,
dear.
am I right?
Don't know, but I think we should be friends with him.
Yeah. You have raw deer, but you didn't have blood for me. Really? He says to the people who carried it.
Does that make it racist? Are they being racist toward damn peers?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, how rude.
Okay, so over in the corner, you hear this like slurping, crunching, wet noises as he's tucking into his dinner, and then into the jail cell itself walks Orik Orikson. And in his hand is a letter. And he looks to you, Elder, and he says, I need to speak to you.
Oh, hey, Orikson. The man. What do you want?
You remember
Come with me,
him?
please. And he
Okay.
motions to the guard to open only yourself.
Alright.
And he brings you to a room down the corridor. It's much plain, just stone storeroom. Lots of barrels and casks and such. He pulls out one for you to sit on, and he sits down on one himself. And in a very similar motion to earlier today, he drags his hand from his temples down into his beard. And he says, "Oh, Elder, I never thought something like this would have happened."
Yeah, we definitely
Only a
didn't
day
expect
ago.
your king to be a false demon god man. I still don't know quite what he was.
You need to tell me something. Where did you get this? And he pulls out the letter I gave you. Can you open it up?
Oh, that was the Durgar letter. Yeah.
So where exactly did you come across this?
Oh, it was with Bronzebeard in the secret pass. We were ambushed by a freaky Durgar man.
And this was on his person.
Yeah.
Can you read it for me? It's
I mean, you'll have to give me 10 minutes to cast the spell, but yeah.
He gives you your bag. The only thing missing in it is the sword hilt. And if you need anything in order to read it,
Oh yeah, just my
he is not
staff.
stopping you. Yep, he's not stopping you from doing what you need to do.
Right, I take my staff and I do a silly little dance for the next 10 minutes.
So he's just waiting idly as you like hop around and move. And do you chant or anything as well, or is it like silent? Or
Something just weird, like humana 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 ha humana humana ha.
And
I love
1
it.
second. He looks at you really intrigued and like very much impressed by what's going on. He thinks you're very skilled at whatever you're trying to do.
So I have to make this sounds. It's part of the spell. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So after the 10 minutes pass, then
Mm-hmm.
he wants you to read a letter for him.
Dear His Royal Majesty, I hope this letter finds you well. Please take my agent under your wing and allow him passage to the forts in the north. He is to meet with contacts in Kingstead in order to pass on to the wilds in the north. In return for aid in his activity, your previous sins against us are considered abstained. Regards your friend, but it's like spelled friend, like an acronym, you know? Wait, is this your Royal Majesty? Oh, that makes a lot more sense than I thought. I thought it would be His Royal Majesty.
No one got the claps. Okay.
I need you to return to the jail cell. Expect not to get much sleep tonight. And he returns you to the jail cell, puts out his hand for your stuff again. Are you willing to give it back to him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. He leaves the captain and he leaves yourself, walks over to the captain and says, has everything been okay? Captain was like, oh yes, nothing out of the normal, sir.
Besides wanting to, shoot us, kill us,
Yeah, exactly.
because accidents happen in jail cells.
No, he doesn't mention anything of that to
No,
Orik.
but Ripper does say all of that out loud.
Oh, no way, do you?
Yeah. I point out everything he said.
Also, you were
Alright,
very
roll-
rude against Ripper. Like, I'm sure you had plenty of bloodline.
Roll persuasion for me, please, Ripper.
Oh, I am so happy for my wifey. Please be good.
The dice are vicious today.
Oh,
The dice are
dude.
vicious
He
today.
turns around to you and he says, I think you've done quite enough already. I had plenty of time for you earlier, Ripper, but I can't look past. Even if you do have to kill somebody, to rip off their head, do you have no dignity? And he turns.
It's literally in our job description.
It's not in mine. I'm not gonna be paid to rip off heads.
I am.
Wow, damn. Does it pay extra or?
Yeah. A requirement
Nice.
for the job.
Darrow is he's just playing with a clump of dirt. Just going, isn't that right? Don't listen to them.
Oh, you drunk man. Yeah, okay.
Ripper.
Very good. And he leaves then, guys. He heads back up the stairs in a circle up to the main rooms. And it's setting in to be maybe like 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening now at this stage. So what would you all be doing? We talked to Elder SQ. What would you be doing now?
Are there still is there still one guard each posted outside of our cells, or are we kind of like left alone for the night?
There's 2 now in the middle of the corridor, and one of them is facing the cells on the left, and the other one is facing the cells on the right. And it's bang on in the middle of the corridor.
Okay, and the guy in the cell across from me, is he done quote unquote eating?
He seems to be sucking the bone.
Yeah, what the hell? Eski's kind of gonna like put her hand out through the bars and like wave to get his attention, be like, hey, how was dinner? Was it good?
Had better. Had more. I always like more.
Like you've only had better as in more, or like better as in better tasting?
More is better.
Okay, that's fair. I guess you were here before us, but you didn't happen to hear the guards talking about like a goat named Lonnie?
No. No. I don't think so.
That's fine. What's your name?
Funny that you said that. That kind of tasted like goat.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh no!
That meat, I thought it was deer.
They said it was
Well-
deer. I heard them. They told you it was a deer.
It's deer.
I think-
It's deer.
I think it was goat. Now that you mentioned that, I had
You're
or
okay.
goat
Oh,
flavor.
sir, I think you might be mistaken.
So,
What color? Did it still have fur on it? Did they just give you the whole thing? Or did they just give you the meat?
No, it was just a meat. It was just meat.
But you're pretty sure it's goat, and I'm sure you know, right? Like you're used to eating raw meat.
Yeah, it was definitely goat.
Oh my god.
Neat.
Motherfuckers.
Well, there goes Lonnie.
So Escu's gonna kind of
Oh, no.
like wave down one of the guards, the one who's facing her. Excuse me, sir, hello, hi. I need you over here now. Come here now.
don't do anything that you.
He picks up a stone off the floor and he throws at you. Can you roll a dex save, please?
Yes.
Oh,
He
no.
rolled a 16. You take 1 bludgeoning damage as he bursts you in the face with a stone.
Okay. I already have a chip tooth, so I'm assuming I'm just gonna like spit out a little bit of blood here. I'm gonna pick that stone up.
Oh, no.
No. Don't do anything.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Sir, I was talking to you. Would you like to speak with me now? And I'm like holding it. I'm rearing back. I'm ready to throw this shit at him.
He ignores him. He looks at the other way and Do you know when somebody knows they're being talking to, but they're refusing to look? That's what he's
Yep.
doing. He's looking. You're to the left, and he's just looking right. He won't listen to you.
That's fine. I'm casting Vicious Mockery.
I was gonna say, do you know how when like you see someone you care about get hurt, all of a sudden logic goes outside of your brain as well?
Ah, yes, emotions. I've heard of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as that
Oh,
rock
no.
hits SQ, I will
Between
shoot
all
a
of
fireball.
that, so between
Oh.
your vicious mockery and the damage from Zaru just here now, that guard falls to the ground dead.
What?
I knew it.
What does Zaru do?
So SQ's
Zaru
immediately...
did 13 points of damage, and SQ
I
did
told you
3
not
points of
to do it.
damage.
So
I
SQ's
told
immediately
you.
going to scream across the cell at the big guy who just, I'm assuming, ate her goat. Hey, buddy, can you just ram your door as hard as you possibly can?
Yeah! I like doing that! And he walks the whole way to the back of the cell.
Guys,
and he
I don't think we should do
launches
this.
himself off the wall. And he rolled a nat 1.
I'm not convinced.
So all you see is this massive hunk of flesh looking delighted, a massive smile from ear to ear. He braces himself on the back wall and launches himself at the steel gate in front of him. There's a massive clang all across the as he hits off it, and he slumps to the ground unconscious. Anybody roll me a d4 there, please. SQ, roll me a d4.
Oh, God.
He's unconscious for 3 hours.
Well then. I guess we just wait.
In the meantime, the guard at the table has a horn, and he's blown on the horn. Beep, 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 beep.
I will misty step out of my cell.
Somebody stop him.
Womble Tumble's gonna go lay on his bed and put his pillow over his head.
Oh,
Okay, as you do so, that's your bonus action. You've had your action for that turn. So your turn is over, essentially, unless you'd like to move anywhere.
Basically, I just want to misty step out of the out of my spell there and
Did you
try
not?
and get
Did you not already use what was that spell a second ago?
the misty step.
The
He did
firebolt.
fireball.
Can you?
Yeah, that
Can
would
you
have been
misty
the
step
action.
and firebolt on the same turn?
Firebolt is a cantrip.
Cantrip, isn't it? Yeah. So that's fine. You manage to get through the bars, reappear on the other side, and you still have your movement if you'd like to go anywhere. And then that's your turn. Then they will react as Zara.
I want to get as close to as SQ's cell as possible.
Yeah, you get right outside her cell. So what would you like to say to her?
I don't want to go inside a cell. I want to be on the outside of it.
That's what I'm saying. You get right
Okay.
to the outside of her cell. What would you like to say to her?
I say nobody puts baby in the corner, and I will.
No!
I'll
Stop!
Oh my
Stop!
God.
Stop!
I can't help you anymore.
I'll just hold a defensive position.
This is so upsettingly accurate for like me as a human. This. I feel personally attacked right now. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I'll hold a defensive position. Emotions and the intoxication have definitely gotten to him. He wants to be a hero right now, but he doesn't realize he's breaking the law to do so.
The guard beside the guard who's downed puts his hand on his neck and listens to his breath, and he shouts out to the captain, "He's still breathing, sir. He's still breathing, but he needs healing now."
Excuse me. Undo what you have done. Undo what you have done.
SQ, heal him
And
now.
you see him rip open his clothing, and he's trying to like bandage up his chest where he's burnt a bit. And the guy up at the desk up here is still just blowing away on his horn. And in the distance, you can hear tud 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 tud
You have
tud
to let me
tud
out.
tud
Let me
tud
out. I
tud
have to be
tud
able to
tud
touch him.
tud.
I'll heal him. I swear to God, I'll save his life. You have to let me out. I have to touch him to heal him, please.
Don't you have healing word?
No, I have cure wounds.
He drags the body over to yourself.
All right. I'm casting cure wounds at
Roll.
Jesus. First
Jesus
level.
doesn't need healing.
I'm casting it at level 1. There he goes. He's fine.
Damn. Describe how this looks for me, Esker.
It is a small shower of multicolored mini fireworks that kind of like pop over him, and as the sparkles come down, they like enter his wounds and they kind of like infuse him with light, and then the wounds start to close.
Okay, very cool. So as that happens, the captain on guard puts down his horn, moves swiftly down to the person who was just downed, and looks at his chest and checks his wounds and sees that the vast majority of the damage to him has been healed. And he points to you, Zaru, and he says, "Get into your cell now. If you got out, I presume you can get in."
We've been down here for ages. We request audience now.
Saru,
get in
behave.
the cell.
Zaru.
We cannot be here.
Zaru, roll initiative, please.
Yes.
Oh no!
1
I
second.
will kill
I want to clear this. Just give me 1 second. Remove all turns.
Hmm.
Clear. Roll now, please, if you can. Just click on your token first, and then.
Ooh, I don't even see. There we go. Everything was way down there. There we go. Do the 8. And the 15.
Oh no. I'll take.
Change it to 15.
Yeah, just change it to 15 there. Perfect. Okay, so the guard that was just healed stands up, shield in front of him, sword in front of him. His compadre goes to make a shield wall with him, and they're trying to push you down the hall with their shields.
Okay, well, yeah.
Ripper.
Zaru,
Yeah.
I know you can't.
go!
Oh wait, no wait, the wrong person. That's Zaru. That's the one that did it.
Zaru's getting pushed. And
Yeah, Zaru, you're still drunk, right?
yeah.
Collapse. Collapse for your drunkenness.
Just fetal position, quick! Possum! Well, we've got 2 pushing me with shields, trying to push me back.
Yeah. Try to push you back.
Actually reaches out and grabs Saru's mouth, pulling back. Ripper
Are you gonna
helps
hold me?
pull-
You're gonna hold
No,
me
I
in place
pushed-
with them?
No, I am
Okay.
pushing you back. I am helping them.
Yeah, I'm getting pushed. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Ripper is beyond
So
furious.
you
at
get
this
pushed to
point.
about here, and then it's your turn. You get the opportunity to do whatever you like. It's up to you.
I will.
The cell is still closed. It's locked.
Yeah. Oh. I'll kind of resist a little bit for momentarily, just to kind of get as much drunken words as I can out. We seek audience. We can't be here all night.
Yes,
Then
we can.
Then I will ask Missy Step and go back into the cell.
Without opening the gates, yeah?
Without opening the gates, yeah.
Okay, so now the 2 guards are looking at each other, and they're scratching their heads. They look up to the captain, they're like, "Captain?" And they're like, he get out. and he can get in. What should we do, sir?
Put him in my cell. I won't let him leave.
And the captain was like, only one thing for it, tie him up.
That won't help.
Just put him in my cell.
And
He'll listen to me.
they go in and they attempt to gag you, tie your hands behind your back, and tie them to your feet.
It'll do.
You should listen when I tell you it won't work. But go ahead.
Are you going to resist, Sarah?
I'm not. I'm not resisting. If anything, I am puffing out my shoulders to make the knots appear tighter than they are.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand and see if they realise what you're doing.
12.
Yeah. They don't actually. They fail to notice that you are purposely making it tighter than it really is. And when they leave your cell, your hands have a little bit of slack. Your head is still quite tight and your feet are tight, but your hands have slack. They head back up to the guard. There is now 14 armed guards with crossbows in the room. There's 2 crossbows pointed into each cell at all times. And the captain has left to head up to the chamber upstairs to inform them that he is unable to hold you. You seem to be able to get out at will.
Yeah.
And he does not know what to do. So he has left.
Reasonable.
God damn
Or
it, drunk, revealing over truth.
Yeah. Ripper, stop being angry. He's past the point of anger, he's just tired. I'm going to bed.
Zaru makes a mental note of all the guards that are in here. Any distinctive markings on there that I may be able to see from them. And I will just peacefully sit and during the course of the night, hopefully through passing or conversation, try and get as many of their names as possible.
They do not speak Zaru. There's no talking whatsoever. As to what they're all wearing dwarven forged breastplates with chainmail armor on all other places, and with a heavy crossbow pointed at each one of you. So their head is actually covered in a sort of like, if you can imagine, it's a plate helmet with the visage of a dwarf on it, and then it even has a beard on the bottom of it, like forged onto the metal helmet itself.
Yeah, how many are in here now?
There's 14. So there's two pointing a crossbow at each cell, and then there's 2 up here. One guarding the left passage and one guarding the right passage. Again with crossbows, heavy crossbows pointed. And you have been all warned. Any movement from this point, they are going to fire.
Well then.
Now we know how many they have, or at least how many they're going to use.
Well,
sure. Tell yourself that.
I'm not worried about the crossbows, to be honest.
I've been hit by crossbows.
But have you ever caught a crossbow?
Okay, so a little bit later on into the night, Orik and Fenton as well comes down into the jail cells, and Fenton speaks to the party for the first time since upstairs, and he says, "I've been made aware that Zaru attempted to kill one of our guards." He clicks his fingers and he says, "All crossbows on him. Any movement, fire."
Yes, I'm like Dr. Manhattan up in this piece now.
So now 14 guards. So if you can imagine, there's 7 kneeling down in front of yourself, and there's 7 behind them, basically like first rank fire, second rank fire, ready to unleash a hail of arrow bolts at you if you attempt to leave your cell.
SQ wants to like
And
shove her hand out
he
of her
says to
side.
everyone else, as to the rest of you, Orik has shown me this letter, and he says it with his literal like hands making what's that? You know, like
Quotations.
quotation marks. Yeah, in the air, and he
Quotes.
says, yeah, air quotes. Yeah, exactly. He then says, "This is a matter that the council will have to convene and speak about. You are not to be harmed until the morning. If you harm another one of my guards, kill them."
Make sure that you really shoot him 3 times. Ripper says, staring daggers at the cell which Charut is in right now.
Well
Because
done.
I'm done with this shit.
Brotherly love.
Fenton! Hi, Fenton! And SQ's like hand is like waving outside of her cell. Hi! Fenton! Over here!
And
No, in her.
at this exact moment, you see a look of concern come across Oric's face, and he seems to be tapping his robes in weird places, looking for something, and he sprints out of the room.
That's weird.
No.
And then Fenton leaves as well.
Did he lose the hilt? Did Orikson lose the hilt?
I mean, if he did, it was probably an accident.
Don't jump to conclusions
Or
just
someone
yet.
stole them? I'm too tired for all of this. I'm going to sleep.
Good night. Do you want me to sing you a lullaby?
No,
Okay.
he is not in the mood. He has had a very traumatic past 3 days. 2 days, actually.
A lullaby
2 days.
help.
He has spent 2 days with all of you and all of this has happened. Oh, God.
Okay, so during the night, all of you get the achievements of a long rest because you are resting in your cell. SQ, at some point during the night, you hear the sounds of a bird picking at the ground on a window up high in your cell. Like a window like that. There's a bird at your window.
Okay. Oh, gosh darn it. I can't open my character sheet. Give me a second. I need to get out of Roll20 and get back in real quick. Because I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Don't you remember, if we even move, they will shoot.
Oh, they're all pointed at
Yeah,
Ripper.
they're all
Yeah.
pointed at me.
No, sorry, not Ripper. Excuse me, Zaru. For
Yeah.
once.
So I'm
They'll all
gonna
be looking at me.
Yeah,
cast
there's
Animals.
very few people looking at what you're doing right now, SQ, because you're the last cell, and all the attention is actually here. Are you doing that in a manner that, like, trying to do it stealthily so you don't draw attention to yourself, or are you just flat out doing it?
Don't try to hide it.
Yeah, I think I'm just flat out doing it. Because I
Okay,
know
I
no
may
one's
see.
watching me.
Yeah, they get a 2. They got a 2 on their perception, so they actually don't see you at the moment. So again, beautiful white dove pecking at the stone up on the outside of your windowsill.
Bitch!
Yeah,
It's
SQ's
a druid.
She's gonna look up at the dove and be like, "Hey, pretty bird. Good morning."
It tries to step into your cell.
Oh yeah, SQ would like take a
No.
step back, give it permission.
And it walks into the corner onto your cot, so it's out of sight of the guards.
Oh, okay. So SQ's gonna kind of like sit on the cot in front of the bird to keep it from view, just in case any guards do see her. And she's like, "What's up, pretty bird?"
And it transforms
Yeah.
You're not a bird.
into this dude.
Oh, you're. Oh my God! I thought you were a pretty lady. Okay.
And
Um,
it's Horst. This one is called Horst. This is the one that keeps getting angry all the time.
Aw.
And he drops something on your bed, SQ. He drops the sword onto your bed, and he says, "We have what we wanted. I have been told to help you as long as I get this back to our leader. Do you want our help or do you not?"
She reaches out, and they're sitting on the same bed, so she's just gonna like take his
Mm-hmm.
hand and be like, "Yes, of course we still want your help. Thank you."
Oh.
And she's also like, with her free hand, she's gonna like cover the sword up with part of her. I'm assuming like a crappy blanket, but she's gonna try to obscure it from
His
view.
hand is actually still on it. His hand never left the hilt.
She's still gonna
He was
she's gonna
showing.
cover his hand with it too.
roll a sleight of hand. Wait, like you're gonna have to roll insanely well to ever get anything here.
Well, I mean, she's not trying to hide it from him. She would be trying to hide it from any guards who
Oh,
would be
from the
walking by.
guards. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but
cool.
but if
cool.
he's keeping his hand on it, she's like, all right, well, I'll hide that too, I guess.
Okay.
Shout for help. Don't work with these bastards. No, SQ.
And
Don't-
the only person opposite you right now is actually the unconscious thing, and Zaru, who is gagged and bound. So nobody else actually sees this happening.
I know, but still, no.
Does Zaru see me?
No,
Oh God. Okay,
gagged
yeah.
and bound.
So Eski's gonna kind of like cover it and like cover his hand with it, and she'll be like, so wait, what do we have to do for you again?
Your part of the deal is held up. All we wanted was a sword. We have gained a sword, and we believe it is in the best interest of our organization to help you get out of here, considering what seems to have happened most misfortunately to you.
All of
There's
us,
something
right?
else now.
All of my friends too.
Yes, all of it.
Do you know if Lonnie's alive? I think that guy ate him, and she kind of like nods towards the guy in the cell across from her.
Do you want me to tell you the truth, or do you want me to lie about that?
I mean, I have to know.
They're not savages here, you know. They're not going to feed you your own pack animal.
Oh, thank God. So Lonnie's alive.
They're just misguided, you know. They're following the wrong leaders, the wrong path. But just because they're misguided doesn't mean you should be punished for it. If you wish, our leader will return here in 5 days. There will be a lot of distraction happening in the north at that point, and I know the dwarves here will be very busy with what's about to happen up there. So,
You expect us to wait in cells for 5 days?
no. I will have you out much sooner than that.
But what's in it for you? This wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah. What's in it for us is quite simple. She's going to need something else from you. So, I guess it's an I owe you situation. We're going to get you out, and then you're going to do something first.
What kind of something?
Can't tell you right now, but you will be very much capable of the task we need you to.
I don't necessarily feel comfortable accepting this deal without any kind of other. Have you talked to the others?
I'm sure you speak for the group. After all, the last time I saw Fee, you were the only one willing to speak and not attack.
Okay. I guess. Thanks?
When you return to your cells tomorrow night, be ready to leave. And
you
he
make
takes
sure
the
we
hilt.
don't get killed before then?
That, my dear, is up to you.
That's fair. Okay. Good night.
And he turns back into a dove and sort of pecks away across the floor, flies up to the ceiling, and then a guard sees him and he's like, "Shoo!" and he flies off.
Oh, God.
Damn it. You could have shouted for help.
Oddly, SQ feels kind of proud of herself because they're like, we trusted you because you didn't try to kill us. So she climbs back into bed and, like, arranges herself around this sword so that it's, like, concealed, and then she kind of, like, belly sleeps on top of it.
Oh no, he brought the sword with him.
Oh, he brought it back with him. Okay. I thought
You
we were
had the
supposed to
perfect
get
opportunity to.
I thought we were supposed to get something from them. Aside from,
No,
living.
he seems to have accrued it by himself somehow.
Huh. Could I roll any kind of, like, perception or anything to see if I have a way of contacting him again?
The only way that you can do that is with your speak with nature when he's in animal form, and apart from that, you're not aware of any way that you could try contact him. It's very much when they try to contact you.
Crap, okay. SQ is impressionable. What can I say?
Yeah. Naive. Getting, tricked into a fucking cult. Trying to end the world.
Oh my god,
Because they
scientists would love her.
I'm just trying to find some answer. You need answer.
Well,
You
so
need
at
a
this
lot of
point,
answer.
because there are still, like, 9 guards essentially in the hallway, all pointing their shit at Saru, she's not even gonna risk, like, trying to talk with anybody about this right now.
Yeah.
So she'll just probably get back into bed.
Okay. So the night passes quite freely after that. There doesn't seem to be any more commotion. Heading towards the morning, the guards seem to relax their posture on Ripper, and when Orik, on Zaru, and when Orik comes back in, he looks at Ripper and says, not Ripper, it's Zaru, and says, "I think it's about time to unbind him, and we need to go speak in the audience chamber, seeing as our beautiful Hall of Kings is wrecked." So all the cell doors are opened. Do you come out, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, SK's gonna
Ripper.
tentatively step outside and kind of, like, poke her head out first, because she's not entirely trusting of, like, all the doors opening at once, especially considered how they were just treated by most of the guards.
What happened?
We're going. Come on, Wummel.
I really think we should wait for the just trial to finish. I mean, they're investigating it at least.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
that's
you need
probably.
some first.
Elder, they already told us they weren't going to give us a trial unless we talked to the villagers. We have to go.
Well, yeah, but Orik Orikson is investigating. We had a letter from a Durgar talking to the king and everything.
Yep. It's him.
It
It's Orik.
definitely takes
He looks to
time.
you and he says, "Yes, Mister Wombletumble. That's why I need your presence in the meeting room. We wish to discuss these matters further to really find out what has gone on here.
But I thought we
I
weren't
feel
allowed in
like
there.
you're not, and that's why the meeting is not actually taking place in the Hall of the Kings. It's taking place in a room very close to it.
You're not
So
betraying us right now, right? Just
so
asking.
technically speaking, no law has been broken if we don't meet in the Hall of the Kings, because that's the only place where.
Well, all right. Seems fine to me. Let's go.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah. You're not quite sure. You can't get a read on him. He seems to be quite dour today. Okay. So you are led back up through the dungeons up into the area quite close
Okay.
to where the throne room was. There's an atrium to the right hand side of it, a large open courtyard, and out in the fresh air, there's 6 tables set up. And there seems to be men sitting at each one of the tables. One of them is empty, and Orik sits down at that table and he gestures for you to join him.
Ripper
SQ
joints.
wants to take a seat right across from Orik or like right next to him if she can and kind of
Fenton is sitting by himself at one of them, at one of the 6.
okay. Yeah, SQ wants to specifically ask Orik if it's okay if she casts a zone of truth so that no one can speak any falsehoods or lies during this meeting.
Roll persuasion.
Come on, you can do it. Too bad you didn't give yourself inspiration
RNG
before.
is on my side. Yes!
So he looks at you and he says, "How do we know that this magic truly works in that way? How do we know that it's not just a trick?"
I can't assure you that it's not a trick. All I can tell you is that anyone within the spell's perimeter, they can't tell a lie. They can evade a question, they can refuse to speak, but they can't deliberately tell a lie.
Okay, draw your circle, girl. We'll see if it works.
We also can choose to allow this spell to take hold, and if
Yes.
someone does not willingly allow it to happen, she
They
will
have to
know.
make a charisma saving throw. Like if so the whole crew,
Or you can
the
give
party
up.
can choose to not make that throw and just tell the truth, but everyone else, if they don't
Okay,
have
so
something to
SQ
speak.
sets up this circle. Everyone is choice now. Are you will you type into the chat truth if you're going to allow it to happen, or no if not? Okay, so everybody steps into it. Orik orders one of his guards, his personal guards, to stand in the circle. And as he does so, he looks at him and he says, "Torvin, how old are you? I want you to lie to me." And you see Torvin, and he's like, he looks like he's kind of constipated. And Orik looks at Torvin and he says, "Torvin, How many women have you slept with? Tell me a lie. Because I know it's only one. And Torvin is like, one. And Orik is like, what do you think? And he looks back to the rest of the council. And they say, let's hear what they say. And Orik takes back his seat. All of you are essentially standing in the middle of the 6 tables now with a circle of a zone of truth. And Fenton looks to you, Ripper, and asks you, did you bite the head off the body in the throne room?
I bit the head off of the thing that appeared when the king pulled that hilt and breathed a soul into it. The thing that appeared was a knight in black armor. That thing I bit the head off before it turned back into the king.
So originally you were speaking to the king.
Yes,
He drew
the hilt
the hilt.
that was given to Orik Orikson.
Where is
He
the hilt
pulled-
now? And he looks to Orik. Orik, do you have the hilt? And Orik is like, yes. Yes, of course I do. Fenton, why? Fenton was like, just want to make sure. Okay, Ripper, continue.
As he pulled out the hilt, he then transformed as he made some sort of breath, trapping my wife's soul into the hilt, transforming it into a blade, and himself turning into a knight in black armor. Much
And
bigger around my height.
And you fought him.
Yes, after he attacked. He cast magic first.
Who struck the first blow?
I do not know. The only thing I know is that he cast a spell that literally engulfed me in darkness.
So he cast some kind of magics that put darkness about him,
Yes.
and then you all attacked him.
I do not know what happened. I do not see it. But he was clearly hostile.
Wombleton will raise a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, it wasn't actually normal magic. Like, normally the darkness spell, which is a tier 2 magic spell, would just be placed and be there. But he instead had a variant that was cast around him and traveled with him, as well as being able to look through the ability himself, which means most likely it's some kind of demonic sight or something, as well as unnatural abilities. Perhaps some kind of dark god or something?
Roll persuasion, please. I know you're in the zone of truth, so roll persuasion.
Finally.
Okay. You. Well done.
Fenton looks to your group and he says, this is not good news. Can anyone do a history check on the state of the room when you were just arrested? Anyone at all?
I can roll a history check.
Yeah.
Unless someone else is, proficient and skilled in it.
I have a +3 because of intelligence.
Yeah, go ahead, roll.
You don't really. Go ahead. Yeah, Tumble. You remember, just before you were arrested, you were putting your hands behind your back, and as you did so, you sort of stretched and look up, and there was carvings, and almost handmade carvings and very fresh carvings of wolves and of spikes and of lava and of hellish looking creatures all over the pillars that were collapsed on the ground. It was like somebody had been carving into them. And as that comes back to your mind, Fenton says there was carvings that are not of ours in that room when we went back in to investigate further and to lay or Hotgar to rest. Unfortunately, we had to do it ourselves because we didn't want the guards to see the actual state of that room. The drawings and the carvings and the writings, they sound like they're from a madman. They're not dwarvish either. Do you have any information as to, is there any other threats that we are facing right now that we do not yet know about? Is there anything that you are holding from us?
SQ,
The only thing I
very
know.
sheepishly raises her hand and says, there was a dove that visited me in my cell, and then it turned into a very small but very bearded man.
A druid.
Yeah. He wants a favor from us at some point in the future. He said they fulfilled their part of the deal, and now we owe them something.
What did you do for them?
The only thing that we agreed to when they took my wife hostage was to retrieve the hilt somehow. However, I was unconscious when any agreement was made.
Did you already have this information when we last spoke, and it's Fenton saying this time?
Yes. And in fact, our plan was to tell you till
But you didn't.
the king situation happened.
We were trying to tell the
I
king,
did
and then
tell.
he turned into a crazy person and attacked us.
And I also let Orikson know of a plan to make a false hilt that I intended to use to lure them out, to then very much rip their heads off.
Well, who's gonna press? At least you don't have to do that anymore. Maybe.
The bearded guy had a sword.
The hilt, you mean?
Yeah. But like, yeah.
Is it the hilt? Fenton says.
I didn't really notice. I was surprised. It was a dove. I was trying to talk to it, and then it turned into a
Remember, you're in a zone of truth.
Well, yeah, no, and that's for her. That's the truth. Like, I didn't really notice. I thought it might have been, so I tried to cover it up and hide it, and then he took it with him. But I was also very surprised that a very pretty dove turned into a very hairy man. I think it was, though.
And at that, Orikson turns to Fenton and he says, Brazil, brother, I fear it was stolen. I'm so sorry. And Fenton looks at Orik and he says, a mistake of this magnitude is not going to be good for your name, Orikson. You better hope that we can get that back before it's too late.
But the visit
And
from that guy made me think. Didn't you guys say that the king kind of won surprisingly? He wasn't really supposed to win. It was supposed to be you, and she like points at Fenton.
as you do that, all the other lords around the tables, in particular This guy, he starts to nod very much so that in agreement with what you're saying.
So isn't it within the realm of possibility that we're telling you the truth when we say that we saw he's not really a dwarf? I don't know what happened after his head left his body, but before that he was not a dwarf anymore.
It's possible that the hilt somehow transformed him. It is a magic item after all. And I don't think any of us have actually identified it.
Are you saying it possessed him? Do you think?
Since I do not think anyone here actually identified it, and you do not use magic here, we can't say for certain. It's a possibility. For example, there is a spell that I have heard of from an acquaintance of mine. That is some sort of magic cast by a wizard that turns him into an amazing fighter for a short while. Maybe it was something like that. Maybe it's something else. I do not know.
All we can tell you truthfully is that he wasn't really a dwarf as far as we know.
When we fought him at the very least.
If we choose to believe your story as the evidence suggests, what do you plan to do?
I intend to kill every last one of them and rip their heads off.
Are you aware of where they are or where they could be? Because we can start to mobilize our forces and try to bring these fuckers to justice.
SQ, did they tell you anything else when the druid was there?
No, I don't know how to find him again. I just assume I should probably try to talk to every animal that we come across now.
Crew. I can't make that R sound with a, pigeon, meta pigeon. But he did say that in 5 days there were going to be something happening up north, He did tell you
north?
I don't remember. But he did mention some stuff like that.
I'm sorry, as a player, I don't remember either.
But you can say that as a character, you tell them everything he said.
Yep, they all know now.
Okay, so you tell everything that the guy said to you, is it?
Yes. I
Okay,
relay
so-
as much as possible.
So you inform them that the dove intends to come back to you tomorrow night to try out and aid in your escape. That he bragged about the fact that their leader was going to give them something to worry about in the north, and that they will be too busy to worry about you escaping. So, from that information, this guy on the screen now, he introduces himself as the Commissioner for Warfare and the head of the Clan of Warfare, and he says that we have an opportunity now. We can capture this one alive and use it to find the rest.
And SQ
You
is very
have-
torn at this point, and she kind of like looks around at the other party before like very quietly being like, but please don't hurt them.
The ones
Ew.
that my wife intends to destroy the world, and you don't want us to hurt them.
Zero not is just stress. It's just stress.
I mean, maybe we don't have to kill them, Maybe we just bring them in so they can be interrogated like we were.
Yeah.
The
Let's
world's
do
not
that.
black and white.
But I distinctly remember that they can keep. They have eyes on everything.
Well, yeah, that
Like that's what
explains
they
stuff.
told us.
Yeah, and guys, as you say that you see a white dove in the tree. Take flight.
And
Can I
I
roll
give up
perception?
two
Like we all
finger.
see that.
Yeah, all of your party sees it. The dwarves are looking at you. They don't see it.
Third, shoot it.
It's a good 100 feet away.
He has 120 feet third of Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm shooting that bitch as well.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Fucking spy ass pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Oh. One hit anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So
31.
15.
Should at least be enough to
Yeah.
knock him out of the bird form.
Yeah, for a pigeon.
Can SQ run and try to like catch him if he's falling out of the air? As long
Ripper
as
is
he's
running
not in
towards-
like, a human person form, because if he's still in bird form, she'll try to catch him. If he's a human person,
It's
her-
still
away.
flying somehow. You
That
look
was just
surprised
funny
at
to
the
me.
fact that you look surprised by the fact that it's still flying, but it is still flying.
And he's,
Ripper is
like,
running
shouting
straight
at
towards it.
everyone.
And it's gaining.
Hey.
It goes to the end of the atrium and it just dives. And across the other side, there's just straight down into across the river and all that area. And he's flying up the river, looking north.
Well then.
Well, they know our plan. So much for that.
But why
Much
didn't
for
it
that.
die?
Druids have their ways.
Is there a bush or a tree nearby? Because Esky's just gonna go sit by it. She doesn't want to talk to anybody.
I'm grabbing her here and pulling her back. We need a son of truth.
You gonna grab
Okay.
her?
This guy starts to look around at the other dwarves assembled, and he says, "I think you know what needs to be done, gentlemen. We need to elect a new king and call the war throngs. It's about time that we get this problem under control. It's gone on far too long. None of you have the resources or the men or the training that my clan has in order to deal with this kind of a situation. So I put forward that my name and my name only shall be in the election for the coming throne."
Are you willing to pinky promise you're not an evil person?
Are you willing to step into this zone of truth in front of everyone here?
He just glares at you as outsiders. He pays no heed to what you're saying.
Uh,
Hmm.
I didn't want to have a war with him.
And then Orikson looks at him and says, "Well, are you willing to step in and tell the truth?"
Yeah, Orik.
And he says, "Of course I am. You know me. You know who I am." And he steps in and he says, "I am the same person I've always been, the defender of Kertunga, the head of the army, and the head of the Warclair clan. We've defended those keeps for hundreds of years, our family has, and it would be my honour to lead Kertunga in what is about to unfold.
Then
If they are looking for a fight, I'll give them one." And he raises his axe above his head and lets out a bellow and roar.
let me ask you 3 questions. Within the zone of truth, it should be simple to determine that you're not one of those druids, yes? Are you one of those druids, part of the cult of the wolf to Fenrir?
I am
Yes
not.
or no? Second, do you intend to destroy or in any way, shape or form betray this country?
I will not.
Third, did you know about the king's real form and stuff?
I did not.
I
What?
look
He
at
seems
SQ.
slow.
Favorite color.
I look at SQ to confirm that the spell did take effect on him.
Yeah, so SQ can actually, like, part of the spell is she can tell if anyone is lying or trying to lie or
Mhm.
not. And yeah,
Mhm.
she just kind of
And
thumbs up.
the other dwarves around look to this guy and they say, "We believe you." And Fenton says, "It's not a time for a leader of religion we're about to come under attack in a serious way. We need your leadership. And this guy is about to basically ascend a throne then. So the next day that we come back, it'll be his coronation, and he's going to have a job for you.
Yeah. Whew. Well done,
And that's
execute.
it for today.
Holy crap.
Well then, I think so. This was bad.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to have a whole war on my hands. Like I was trying to try to avoid a war.
Yeah. Ridley just came here for a job with his brother. We needed a job that was supposed to be easy. Yeah, so much for
Like,
that.
if you have to go to war, you don't want to know what the war was about. Like I want to at least like talk to the druid before I decided what side I should take part of. Like I was hoping, okay, good, we get to talk to the druids, and then alliance broke. I'm like, dang. Well, so much for that. But they could have had answers to why the king turned to a black knight.
Yeah. Oh, shit. All I can say is shit. We should have thought about the druid there earlier. Yeah, but I needed to
And
have
his name is Togrim.
Yeah. Motherfucker.